Good evening, everyone, and welcome to day 23 of the 90-day video challenge from Broken to Beautifully Blended. This is really take two tonight. We had a little issue with the microphone earlier, so hopefully it stays recording. I'm probably going to be a little more gun shy this time, like watching it, making sure that it stays on. But anyway, it is what it is, and so we'll do it again. So hopefully we can capture everything that we said last time, because we sort of shoot from the hip on these deals, and you never really know what's going to come out until you do it. So it is day 23. Enjoyed celebrating my mom's birthday last night. Today we had our first bit of cool weather. Some would say chilly. My family would probably say cold, but it was in the mid 40s and raining, so they think it's time to hibernate.
It's cold. This is Oklahoma, 45 degrees, and cold rain is cold.
It was chilly. So this is the time of year where we end up going back and forth about how warm the house should be.
Yeah, we came home today and it was 67 degrees in the house, and so me and the kids bundled up in blankets.
Well, I said 67 degrees at the beach, and it would be a stellar day. So anyway,
It depends on which beach.
it's
The West Coast, it's always cold.
you know what, honey, you're probably right.
Oh, whatever.
So today also you went to the sisters event, right?
I did.
And tell us about that.
So the Sisters event is at Life Church, and each of the different campuses has their own time to have a Sisters event. It's where the women of the community get together and they do worship together, and Amy Groeschel brings a message. And it's very much like Holly Furtick's Reflect. So it's just events where women can get together and connect.
Well, good. Yeah, I'm sure you had a good time and got a good word.
I did, and I got to see one of my friends, Stacy, and we went to it last year together as well. And she's also in the same business that I'm in, and so that was fun to get to be able to talk with her and catch up.
Yeah. Well, while April was gone to the sisters event, Lauren and Thomas and I decided we were having some pizza for dinner. Actually, I decided because that's what I do. So brought home some pizza, and we watched some drum corps warm up, horn line warm ups, and some percussion line warm ups, and so sort of a marching band evening here at the house. Just enjoyed it.
I'm just going to say there's probably some more people out there like me that have no idea what that is. I didn't know what it was 11 years ago. Now I do, because he's very musically minded. What's drum corps?
Competitive marching band, I guess, is the easiest way to say it. I mean, they're by competitive, I mean like they're ultra competitive.
It is actually pretty impressive. You should probably Google it.
Yeah, look up Drum Corps International, CORPS, for those of you that are not sure how that works out. And then there's plenty of good things to see once you get to it. Anyway, we did that, and then we watched the movie The Bucket List. And, you know, I always enjoy watching that movie for no other reason than Jack Nicholson's character realizes at the end how much he impacted his new friend and how much his friend impacted him. I really enjoy that movie a lot because it's a little bit more about community and building relationships than it is about, you know, some of the, you know, flying around the world or driving the cars or skydiving or whatever.
So now I'm going to do the little sad face, because the last take he said it a little bit differently, and I think it was more impactful how Jack Nicholson's character influenced a complete stranger, and a complete stranger influenced him.
Yeah.
Because I think that was the impact of it.
Well, probably. So
Friends are complete strangers until you actually make them friends.
yeah. I'm not real sure what you said there, but I think I got the gist of it. You spoke.
You
spoke
should
a
say
little
I'm
too
sure
fast.
you're right again.
You spoke a little too fast for me. So, but in talking and thinking about bucket lists, part of the Circle Maker book is about circling your biggest fears,
Your biggest dreams and your greatest fears.
biggest dreams, and your greatest fears. So, tell us a little bit about what that looks like.
Well, whenever you actually read the Circle Maker book and not just the 40-day prayer challenge, Mark Batterson talks about having a life goals list. And that life goals list is a lot like the bucket list, to where it is impacting. It is impacting other people, investing in other people, and it is his biggest dreams. And he started writing it down, and it was, I want to say, climb Mount, how do you say it? Machu Picchu. And then there was kiss his wife on top of the Eiffel Tower, take his kids on mission trips, different things that he intends to accomplish by the time that he goes to heaven. And he wrote down things that he is not going to be able to accomplish for a really long time, like paying for grandkids college education. Doesn't have grandkids yet. So part of that is where we have differed in our marriage, because for me, I've always been kind of a goal person, and not just a goal person, but like, here's my 50 goals I want to get accomplished. And for Rockford, that's been a little bit overwhelming. Would you say overwhelming?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that overwhelming would be the right term. It's just I've never been one that's been able to see those far off goals. It's not ever been something that my parents were real good at, so they never really explained to us about goals and setting goals. And I've talked to them about this, so they're aware that I'm sort of driving the bus over them a little bit. But things like that, you get a lot of from your formative years. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, setting long goals and having, big dreams was not something that we practiced. And so it's been a bit of a stretch for me to get there. So as I'm getting older and as I'm learning a lot more about the people that God's called us to be, I'm learning about setting goals and stretching my faith in order to live out the call that God's placed on my life. So, I would hope the same for those of you that are watching this video, that you would be at a place or get to a place where you understand that the God that we serve has great plans for us, and that's not, we don't serve a God that's just sitting back in heaven with his arms folded saying, how much praise can people give me today? I mean, it is a relationship that is a two-way relationship. We serve God because he is worthy of our praise no matter what. Mm-hmm. And like a parent, just like we do with our children, God wants to bless us. And so there's no reason to feel shame in setting a goal and saying, I would like to kiss my wife on top of the Eiffel Tower. I mean, that's an amazing thing, and it would be fun to get to do that, and it'd be a great blessing and a great way to say thank you for years of loving me and caring for me and going through the fire with me, and those are all good things. God tells us that he wants to bless us beyond anything that we could ask or imagine. That tells me that he has a desire to do that for us. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that we should just think that God is a genie in a bottle, and that, if we, do invite 17 people to church and, say 14 prayers a day, that he's just going to automatically respond by giving us something. God is not a genie. He is a God that wants us to praise and to honor and to serve him with all that we do.
Well, and part of that is he knows that if he gives us things in the wrong season, that we're not able to handle it. And so he's fully aware of where we're at, not just where we say we're at, but where our hearts are at and what we can handle and what we cannot handle. And so whenever we look at things that we want and they're not coming to fruition, it's not time. It's not, we can't make it time. We can't change the outcome. We can continue to practice the petition, but be content in where we're at. And
yeah, it may not be the right season, and it may be a no. I mean, that's just it. It may be that it's just a no. These are all things that are probably pretty deep concepts when it comes to living out our Christian life, and you can't cover it all in a 15-minute video. But we sort of did the same thing with our kids when it came to cell phones at our house. We said there's no reason for our children at the age of 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, to have a cell phone. So we said, starting at age 13, you can have a cell phone. And there were other criteria that went into that, grades and attitudes and all those kinds of things. But that's sort of the way God breaks things down for us too. There are seasons that we get to where we can handle the blessing that God's given to us. It's not that, hey, if you do these 10 things, I'm going to give you this reward. That's not the way it is. It's a season and a maturity thing.
I think that's the big thing too, a maturity thing.
I can look back over the course of my life and think of the different times I've said, oh, I wish I had this, or I would like to have that. And you think about it and you pray about it. And then, looking back, I can go, those were pretty irresponsible requests, honestly. So, don't get all caught up in the fact that it's like, hey, you just drawing this bucket list or life goals list or whatever you want it to call it, just so that God will give you a bunch of stuff for, saying prayers. And that's not it at all. So just want to encourage you to begin to prepare for the 40-day prayer challenge, because that's really what it's about. We're talking about praying circles around our biggest dreams and our greatest fears. Yeah. And there are also people that are up against huge struggles. There are people that are standing at a crossroad, and they know that they cannot cross that road on their own, but that they need to. And that's where our faith comes in. When we get to a challenge, when we get to a place where we know that we cannot handle the next part without God, that's where our faith comes in. If we could do it, then there would be no reason to have faith in God. So, if you're at one of these places, whatever the case may be, we want you to be encouraged, and we want you to be a part of the 40-day prayer challenge. It starts November 4th.
About 10 days.
About 10 days from now. Still in the links below, we still have the christianbooks.com so that you can get the book. There's a link to the Facebook group so that you can be in the community and begin to share your prayers and your needs and your results and all of the good things that are going to happen. So be a part, and I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
So, all right.
It's definitely going to help us get to and through the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
And it will you too. Join the group.
Join the group. Subscribe.
Share.
Yeah.
Comment.
I thought I was going to beat you to it, but I didn't. It's okay. All right. So hopefully the audio stayed on this time. And if it did, this will be on the YouTubes or the YouTube or
and
whatever you want to call it.
Then you might just have to learn to read lips.
Yeah, because I don't know that we're doing this a third time. So anyway, have a great night, and we'll see you all tomorrow.